Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about the arterial anastomosis in elbow joint. So let's get started. So first of all, let's draw humerus. Okay. Then after, there is we do already know that there is brachial artery, and that brachial artery gives two branches. That is radial artery and ulnar artery. Alright, and then after this brachial artery gives one more branch, that is profunda brachii artery. And profunda brachii artery, this give two branches, that is this one is anterior branch, and then one more branch in the mid, that is posterior descending branch. Alright, and then after this brachial artery further gives two branches, that is one superior ulnar collateral artery, which goes behind the medial epicondyle. Alright, and then after inferior ulnar collateral artery. So now let's go here. So radial artery and ulnar artery. Ulnar artery gives one further more branch, that is common interosseous artery, and common interosseous artery further gives two branch, that is anterior interosseous artery and posterior interosseous artery. So what is this? This is common interosseous artery, and common interosseous artery gives two branches, anterior interosseous artery and posterior interosseous artery. Alright, now let's see what happened. This radial artery gives one recurrent branch, that is radial recurrent artery, and this posterior interosseous artery, which is branch of common interosseous artery, and common interosseous artery is branch of ulnar artery. So this posterior interosseous artery gives one branch, that is interosseous recurrent artery, and this ulnar artery gives two branches, that is so this ulnar artery further gives two branches, and that is anterior ulnar artery and posterior ulnar artery. Alright, so now these all branches forms an anastomosis, and this is called anastomosis around elbow joint. So what were the branches? So first one, this one was radial collateral artery, and this forms an branch with radial recurrent artery. Alright, and in the middle one, this was middle collateral artery, and this forms an branch with interosseous recurrent artery. Alright, so this is for right side, and then after this one was superior ulnar collateral artery, and this forms an anastomosis with posterior ulnar recurrent artery, and then after inferior ulnar collateral artery forms an anastomosis with anterior ulnar recurrent artery. So that's all about the anastomosis. So how could you remember? Sorry, and one more thing, that radial collateral artery. This radial collateral artery is also known as an anterior anterior descending artery, and this middle collateral artery is also known as posterior descending artery. All right, and see one more thing, that all the branches which comes from the upper side, they are collateral artery. For example, radial collateral artery, middle collateral artery, superior ulnar collateral artery, inferior ulnar collateral artery. So they all are collateral, and the all branches which goes from the downside, they are recurrent artery. For example, interosseous recurrent artery, radial recurrent artery, inferior ulnar, sorry, anterior ulnar recurrent artery, and posterior ulnar recurrent artery. So all the arteries which goes from the lower side, they are recurrent artery, and all the branches which come from upper side, they are collateral artery. So this will help you to remember. And one mnemonic can be remembered, that is Armis pair. So how this mnemonic will help? So radial this radial collateral artery forms anastomosis with radial recurrent artery, and this middle collateral artery forms an anastomosis with interosseous recurrent artery, and this inferior collateral inferior ulnar collateral artery forms an anastomosis with anterior ulnar recurrent artery, and this superior ulnar collateral artery forms an anastomosis with posterior ulnar recurrent artery. So this mnemonic might help you, and that's all from my side. Thank you.